Good afternoon, ladies. We had a very successful closing. Happy for everybody to make it here. I just wanted to ask a few questions. Question number one, Ms. Ivy, how was your process working alongside with Karen as your go-to VA lender?
It was pretty easy. It was very informative, to say the least, because I have learned so much from her, giving me direction and guiding me through the process. So having that made it much easier for me. I appreciate that.
Okay. And Karen, for you, how was Miss Ivy as a client?
Ivy probably has to be one of the most interesting clients. No, Ivy was awesome to work with. I think one of the things as a lender that helps us do our job to the best of our abilities is having a buyer who is present in the process. And what that means is when I need things, when I call and request things, they get the items to us very quickly. With this closing, we actually had a contract date of the beginning of January. So the fact that we're sitting here today and we were able to close several days early is a testament as to how she showed up in the transaction, because we understand during the holidays we don't have as much time. So I'm so appreciative to have worked alongside of her, and she is as big a reason why we're here at the closing today.
Absolutely.
As to the efforts of Mortgage Solutions.
Okay, nice. And how was working with me as your realtor for this process?
No, just kidding. Working with you. Well, at first, when I first met you, I was like, he's a little young, so I was a little concerned because maybe the things that didn't matter to you would matter to me, or vice versa.
Yeah.
But you shocked me. You was very to the point. You asked us what we needed. You made sure that when you looked at the properties, that they aligned with what we were needing as a family and both as individuals, Milton and myself. So yeah, I mean, I had a great experience working with you.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it very much.
So how was it doing, I guess, everything virtual? You know, since you were moving from Florida to North Carolina and you had to FaceTime me, and then after the FaceTime, I'm recording videos of the house so then you can look at it later. So
yeah,
how
I
was
didn't
that?
even know that was a possibility until you brought it to the forefront. I was like, yes, but you know what? That's why I really appreciate, you as a person, because other people probably wouldn't even try to explore that. You was like, hey, listen, no, we can do this. Because I was like, oh, we don't have that much time. How are we going to get to Florida, North Carolina? He was like, don't worry about it. So just being able to trust that you were able to do that, and the way that we got it done was remarkable. So yeah. I'm glad I got to try that. So I could tell my friends, hey, look, you could still do this. Look, it worked for me.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
I like
you're the example.
Yes.
Okay, Miss Karen. I already know what you're going to say, but how was it working with me during this process?
It was amazing working with you, Cedric. I think one of the things that I appreciated in working with you the most was your willingness to go above and beyond, considering their inability to physically see a house. So you took what most people would perceive as a hurdle, and you just obliterated that as an issue. You made it simple for them. I love the way that you communicate and that you were active throughout this process. I, as the lender, just didn't receive a contract from you and then you kind of disappear for the next 30 days. You showed up and you represented for your clients, because we actually went through several houses.
Yes.
So we've been at this a number of months, and you never wavered on your willingness to go above and beyond for them. And unfortunately, in the real estate space, I don't get to see that a lot, that going above and beyond. You were just an absolute pleasure, and anything I needed, you moved quickly. I wasn't waiting days, so you're a big reason why we're here closing early.
Yes,
I agree.
Ivy told me January 5th, I want to close before the end of the year.
Yeah,
Look
she
at us
did.
here,
She did. Absolutely.
Man,
Absolutely.
listen, I couldn't have did it without you guys. Like,
Yeah.
I feel so blessed. Like it's a great team of people that we all got everything done, and everything got aligned to the point where we're here now, and it's just like, I could breathe.
If any aspect of this triangle failed to do their job and do it well, we wouldn't be here today. Would we ultimately close? Yes, but they had a desire in their heart, and me and you said, okay. I said, Cedric, I don't know. Everybody has to show up.
But I love the transparency from you guys. It wasn't like, selling us a dream. even though the house being sold to us was our dream, you didn't sell us a dream. You let us know, listen, this is what can be done, this is what can be done, but this is how we can get it done.
Yeah.
So it was the transparency from the beginning that was just astounding.
Yeah.
I can't thank y'all enough.
And I think transparency in a real estate transaction is probably the most important element. Because transparency is different than honesty, and people don't know the difference. It's just about us being willing to be forthcoming and saying, hey, this might be a hurdle, but we'll do everything that we can. And I was very forthcoming.
Listen,
I was like, Ivy, I don't know about that, baby.
Y'all wasn't worried about the problem. Y'all always came with solutions.
Absolutely.
You say, listen, this might come up, but this is what we're going to do.
Right.
Okay, so
Right.
stay the course. Don't lose faith. Stay the course. So if a problem arises, y'all had a solution already. You had about 2 or 3. We had A, B, and C. So everything worked out. So I'm grateful for that.
Okay, I got another question that just popped up. So. How surprising was it to you to purchase a house cheaper than it is to start a new rental lease agreement?
I was very surprised.
Yeah.
So talk
Most
about,
people
talk
are.
about how much you got into the house for, right?
When people say that, you're like, sure, you just want to sell me a house.
Right.
But no, to actually go through the process and see that it was way more beneficial to actually get a house as opposed to this to renting, blew me away because I didn't believe it at first. I'm like, all right, whatever. Yeah. But I should.
How much did you get into this house for?
Under 2K.
Yeah.
Under 2K. Yeah.
Under 2K and under a 2K a month payment.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say.
Because we're the house.
Yeah, for the square footage that we have for this particular house, and coming under that amount to rent a house or to rent an apartment with less space, it would have taken us month security, first and last month's payments. Here it was like, listen, this is what you need to close. Okay? And even when you add the inspections and things like that, it was still much cheaper. And I think I felt like I won in the end.
Yeah.
You did. You won.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we all won. A win for you is a win for me.
I just want everyone to win. That's it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to maybe say or anything that's crossing your mind?
Use them. You won't go wrong.